Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm here with,
James, the He Man Heber.
and I'm Owen Finch, because I can't be the Birdman because it's not the one down.
Why can't you be the Birdman?
Brandon. It's
Why? Why can't you just be the Birdman? It's your channel.
I don't know. It's a rundown, man. It's complicated reasons that we can't really talk about. So, you know.
Okay.
Anyhow, though, we had to do a different type of video that we really never really done before. Lucha Underground Season 1 overview. Pretty much
awesome.
Yeah. So pretty much what happened is me and James talked about doing this months ago. Obviously, we're just pretty much like I said, we have to have a button that says "should happen." We have to made us delay doing it because that's what happened. So yeah, that's pretty much what happened. I think I lost my train of thought because you're like stuck in one place, and I thought you froze for a second because you're like looking. And so there you go. Then.
Oh, go ahead. That's fine.
Now I'm too distracted because.
Hold on. No, I need a straight face.
There we go. So yeah, now it literally looks like you're frozen. Like, But anyhow, so. If you want, we're not going to go into detail about every little thing that happens because we'll be here for 3 days. And I don't know.
I don't have 3 days, bro.
Yeah,
I just don't.
And I don't think I don't even think you've seen like every little thing on season 1. So
I've only seen like all of the first episode and all of Ultima Lucha.
Yeah.
I got to see highlights in between otherwise, but. Like, it's been so long now that, like, I don't remember.
I will say that...
Awesome stuff that happened. Obviously, I remember,
Yeah. Well, wait, I just want to say, if you want, like, a full review of every little thing that happens, I did, like, season 1 episodically reviewed last year, so just go watch those with you if you want point-by-point details. We're just gonna...
Just go watch those.
But we're just going to be talking about, like, big things that happen in season 1. But let's kind of, like, So what? Any like initial thoughts you have before we kind of talk about like
So when I first saw Lucha Underground, it was very different. It felt like a legit reality. It was like a mix of a reality show mixed with a fucking TV drama and like kind of like a grimy feeling. Like it's like a Mexican 24.
Yes.
It felt unique and different, and I really enjoyed it. Like, It was a very enjoyable watch when I watched it, whenever I could find time to watch it. I never was bored. I love that they were using superstars that people recognize, guys like Rey Mysterio eventually, even though he didn't show up until later, but was teased in this season. Java Guerrero Jr., Alberto El Patron, and then introduced new characters within that. Johnny Mundo, aka John Morrison. And then they introduced new characters like Mil Muertes and Pentagon Jr. and Ray Phoenix, and Prince Puma, which we know now is Ricochet, and just like, and oh my God, where do I even begin with Dario Cueto?
Yeah.
My God, this guy is like, a lot of people are saying heel authority figures suck.
Yeah.
Dude, I gotta tell you, this guy gave Attitude Era Vince a run for his money, man. This guy was an amazing bad guy.
Can we talk about too? This guy, I mean, he is an actor, but he's never like he's never like been in the business probably at all prior to this.
And he looks like he's a fucking star, bro. Like, no, I'm serious. I don't know who Dario Cueto is. I need to find out the actor. I'll probably know the actor by next episode when we actually go into season 2 reviews. But my boy, you need to get in the pro wrestling business. I'm serious. Get in WWE. be the manager for Andrade with Selena Vega. I guarantee you, you will get that man heat. You are fantastic, my sir. I
Vince would
applaud
never.
you.
Vince would never have probably Andrade talk when he sees Cueto to be the mouthpiece.
Never have to talk again.
Yeah.
Seriously, he would never have to talk again. Cueto would be his mouthpiece for life.
The only problem would be is I don't think Dario Cueto would fare very well. It'd be very
Yeah, it's the main. It's WWE.
Let's talk about this too.
Actually, go to AEW. Never mind. Forget what I fucking said.
Let's talk about this too real quick. The Wrestling Observer, I believe he won non-wrestling role, like not role of the year or something like that. Like
he won non-wrestling role of the year, and he absolutely deserved it. This guy.
I don't know if it was this. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was.
I don't think it was this year, but I think it was the year after. I think.
Yeah, because I think because season 1 like took place in the span of at the end of 2014 to like 2015, but he won non-wrestler of the year over like Paul Heyman and stuff like that. Like that just showed you how good this dude was.
This side was amazing, bro. I'm serious. In fact, you know what? I don't even care. I'm doing it right on air. I'm going to find this guy's Twitter, and I am following Dario Cueto right now.
You might get spoiled, though, for other things that happen in Lucha, though. You might want to be careful about that.
Well, I'm just going to look at him up. How do you spell his last name?
I don't know if he's Dario Cueto on Twitter, but...
you know what? Lucha Underground. Lucha Underground...
I'll give my thoughts to what I thought of this season. Pretty much everything that you said. It was just, it's kind of what wrestling really kind of. I mean, I'm not saying wrestling should always be this way, but it's taking that entertainment and wrestling and just blending it together perfectly, and it just works so well. There was some flaws though, and it's really no fault of their own. The flaws is that they tape everything so far in advance.
They know what happens.
Yeah.
But we avoid spoilers for that reason.
Yeah, you avoid, but also too, like I hear too, it's a flaw because if someone gets injured in real life and then you watch this, then you'll kind of know. One flaw is please don't get your wrestling knowledge like based off of this because you'll be because obviously Prince Puma they tried to make it seem like was a rookie, but he had been in the business for years and such like that. Johnny Mundo they tried to say like. Lucha Underground went and did was like a movie star, which wasn't true. He was still in the business and such. So, I think it's basically, and you're probably gonna. It's basically like WYW. Don't get your wrestling knowledge based off of this show.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a whole different world essentially.
I like how obviously they have to, but I like how they maintain kayfabe 100% of the time. I know they have to because it's more of a TV series, but at least it's nice to see a wrestling brand stay in kayfabe 100% of the time. I think it's nice. I know technically since it's a TV show, it's going to be presented that way, but it's nice to see.
By the way, what was the actor's name? Do you have any idea? I can't find Cueto. I want to follow this man.
Well, I look. Obviously, do you have any thoughts? Do you like that it maintains kayfabe every?
I love that it maintains kayfabe. You know how I feel. I found him.
Okay.
I found him.
What's his name in real life?
Luis Fernandez Gil.
I can see that.
And he has an IMDb, a Wikipedia. He was a part of Comedy Reel, which I assume is a Spanish broadcast.
You can kind of see that because he does have some funny jokes and stuff.
Oh God, he's hilarious.
Yeah. Actually, one thing you should watch is someone asked him a question about I don't know if you remember, but he had a key that hung over his neck a lot in season 1, and someone asked him what it was for, why he has that key, and he said, "I use it to lock your mother's door so we can go boom boom."
And by the way, I found his Twitter. His name is on Twitter is I can't tell if that's an L. Or I can't tell if that's an L or yeah, it's an L.
Okay.
LFGIL. Luis, so it's at LFGIL. So I followed the man, and I don't see him really tweeting that much.
Which is probably a good thing.
But man, I wish he did, because I really want to tweet to the man to just come in and to like wrestling full time, because he's so good. I don't know.
But let's get back on track.
Sorry, I want to find a way. I want to find a way to let him know how good he was. He was so good.
Yeah. Well, we'll get back to that though.
Yeah. Continue.
Hopefully he'll watch this video.
I doubt it, but hopefully he will. Maybe I'll send it to him at some point. Who knows?
Let's talk about some of the main storylines that took place in season 1 and the main points. Yeah. Let's first talk about how great Matt Striker and Vampiro were on commentary together.
Fantastic. Who never would have thought they would be that good together.
Yeah. Had Vampiro commentated before Lucha Underground? Because he sounded like he had.
I don't think he ever commentated before Lucha.
I know Matt Striker did, but
Matt Striker definitely did. Here's the best part of this, and I want to put this in perspective, guys. This is Matt Striker without a WWE filter.
Yeah, he was very good.
Far better in Lucha Underground than he was in WWE.
Yeah.
He had his bright moments in WWE, but
yeah, he's got his
Lucha Underground run.
He was filtered a little bit, obviously, because obviously the things he can't say since this takes place in its own universe. But other than that,
he was fantastic.
Yeah. So, we won't talk about the first episode because that really sets the tone, for this season and just Lucha Underground in general. The kayfabe way that Lucha Underground was founded was, Dario Cueto met with El Dragon Azteca, who was like part of the 4 tribes of Mexico, and they agreed to make a wrestling company. He went to AAA, which I think they legitimately did that, and, found the best talent, and he had all this money and acquired it, and he wanted to, he liked wrestling because of violence. I think we'll find out more, like, as in Season 2, why he really likes violence, but you can definitely get the vibe that he loves violence. Probably watched a lot of ECW.
He's a very misunderstood man.
Yeah. He probably watched a lot of ECW back in the day. So,
dude, if he watched a lot of ECW back in the day, my dude, him and I would get along wonderfully.
Well, that depends, though. But yeah, you see that he's very greedy. That's what I kind of like. You could say it stereotypes wrestling promoters, but I really liked how it kind of gets on point wrestling promoters, how they're greedy businessmen, because that's what Dario Cueto is the whole season.
And that's what I love about it, is like, yes, it was every stereotypical, like, bad guy businessman that you've ever seen in any movie or any wrestling promotion. But he was honest about it and upfront. And 2, he was just so damn entertaining with the gimmick. He was so charismatic. It's like every little thing he did. He held you with his every word.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that's why I think he won the best non-wrestling role of the year in the Wrestling Observer, as he should have.
Yeah. So then, on the first episode, he had said, he wants to violence and he wants the best fighters, so he wanted to give people motivation. He offered $100,000, like an extra $100,000 in a briefcase to whoever impressed him the most. We had the first match. It was Chavo Guerrero Jr. versus Blue Demon Jr. I remember that match being very solid. It was just to set the
really good. I remember that.
Yeah,
that was like one of my favorite matches of that year because. Again, it had some like I never heard of Blue Demon Jr. and I heard of Chavo Guerrero, and it was like a showcase for Blue Demon Jr. and it showcased Chavo Guerrero that he hasn't lost a step. So these guys had a really good match, I remember.
And then obviously Blue Demon Jr. won, which was surprising.
And also, before you continue, Chavo's a very good actor.
Yes, he is. We'll talk about that more.
We need to get this man in movies.
Yeah. And then, later on in the night, because this ties into season 1. Dario Cueto was like disappointed in Chavo Guerrero Jr. because he was supposed to be like this, third generation superstar, and he's losing in the first match of the tournament. Not tournament, but the first match of the show. So he said maybe I got to find someone else that can get the job done when they're in. So that kind of tied into the second episode, which we'll get. We'll talk about that later because Chavo kind of plays an important role in this season. Not as much as I would have thought, but kind of. And then Son of Havoc beat Sexy Star. We could say what we want about Sexy Star nowadays, but this was before any of that, so maybe we'll talk about it.
In fairness, this was revolutionary.
Yeah, because I don't think it was the first intergender men versus woman match, but
but it was the first, I think, to really make headlines.
Yeah, and
by the way, who was in that match?
Son of Havoc.
Who was Son of Havoc? I forget, because I know he was like a wrestler we knew. I forget.
He was at All In, I believe. Let me double check.
Was he Luchasaurus?
No.
Son of Havoc, Lucha Underground.
Matt Cross.
Oh yeah, I remember him. Is he now?
No, he was at All In.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, yeah, but still, I enjoyed him. And he's actually a really solid wrestler, and you could tell he carried this match. Looking at it now, like we didn't know at the time because this match, he made Sexy Star look like $1 million here.
In like a minute too. Like the match was only like a minute long.
Yeah.
And a lot of people probably complained about the fact that Son of Havoc won, but I feel like I really didn't. You could say either way.
This is a TV melodrama anyway. Like all rules of wrestling that you usually follow don't apply here.
Yeah.
So,
and then we had the main event, which was Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo. What they said was, Johnny.
Great main event. I love this match. It's just, first off, if you have never seen Ricochet and are familiar with John Morrison, watch this match. They're fucking incredible here. Before Will Ospreay and Ricochet had their match that stole the show in New Japan, this match happened, and it was a fucking clinic.
Yeah. And, this was, Ricochet's first time being this gimmick, which I think is kind of a flaw. He was awesome in the gimmick, but what kind of sucked was he didn't really get to show, like, in the Lucha Underground, he could really talk on the mic because his character never speaks. So that kind of is a...
Yeah, he was a fucking mute, which I hated. I hate it.
And I'll tell you one thing, too.
That's the only flaw, I think.
They tried making the Conan Prince Puma thing a thing, and I don't know. Maybe like it worked for other people. It just didn't really. I just didn't really see the connection between Conan and Prince Puma. It didn't really work for me.
Yeah, because one looks fat and out of shape, and the other one actually looks like he's in the best shape of his fucking career.
Yeah.
Maybe that has a lot to do with it.
Plus, Conan was trying to act like a heel sometimes, and didn't really.
What a great father figure Conan was, huh?
And then Johnny Mundo won.
You know what I am very upset about? This is the only thing I also am upset about. I wish LAX was in the show.
Oh, yeah.
I would have loved Homicide and Hernandez, the original LAX.
Well, I was thinking eventually they were going to turn Conan on Prince Puma, but they never did in this season. Because the pairing was just so awkward and weird. I thought Conan it would have made sense, but didn't happen. I know Johnny Mundo won, which made sense because he was like the person being groomed to be the big star, and it led to Dario Cueto act like he was going to give him the money, but he didn't. And this is when he gets attacked by Cortez Castro and Mr. Cisco, the crew, and Big Wick, who was known as Ezekiel Jackson. I forget what his name in TNA was when he.
And another thing I like about Lucha Underground, because when you think of Ezekiel Jackson, you think of he's just a bumbling idiot.
Yeah.
In this role, he was a heavy.
Yeah.
Damn good heavy. He was a damn good heavy.
Yeah. And this
maximized his strength in that role. He was a great heavy wrestler, like a bodyguard type of figure, which is exactly what the crew was anyway.
Yeah.
You know.
And this is now the end of the first episode. I thought it was very good first episode. To like really show like this could be like somewhat of an alternative to really watch on Wednesdays, because I believe Lucha Underground came on like during that Wednesday Night War era and such like.
Oh man. Did it?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if it stalled. No, I didn't. No, it didn't quite stall, but it was in the process. I don't think this episode, but
Wednesday Night War video that I did on your channel.
the two you did.
That's it. One episode.
Nope, two. There's two of them.
There's two?
Yeah.
The second one.
I don't know. You're like at school for one of them.
Was I?
Yeah.
Oh God.
But let's kind of
Impact fucked up.
Yeah. And then Lucha Underground season 1 ended, so it didn't, and then I don't know what happened to ROH. It just didn't work.
I think ROH got booted like the second week or third week off of. They were on the same network. They were on the same network. They were on Destination America.
Yeah.
Both of them were.
But yeah,
I loved it because that meant I got to watch Ring of Honor, Impact, and NXT, and then Impact dropped the ball again.
Yeah. But then we're on the first major storyline that takes place, which was Johnny Mundo and like Dario Cueto. Johnny Mundo, felt like he was robbed of $100,000, so he wanted to get Dario Cueto for it. And he said, "Do you want to see violence? Give me." Well, first they did a tag match where it was Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo facing the Crew, which Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo won. And then Johnny Mundo wanted Dario Cueto to give him Big Rick, and Dario Cueto agreed. I really like the backstage fights that they would do in this. Like, I don't know. It's really tough to explain if you don't see it. It really looks like a TV drama, and it just really worked. It felt different, like something we wouldn't see.
It felt real, like in that universe, like you're watching a legitimate fight go down, and you're watching legitimate like movie fighting choreography, which in a lot of ways. And by the way, my God, and Morrison improved.
Yeah,
tremendously. I mean, tremendously with this Lucha Underground role, dude, because he killed it. Like, he was killing it. He was getting better and better and better as the weeks went on with the series. And like, I'd be shocked right now, because he's now released from Impact. I'd be astounded if AEW didn't pick him up.
Yeah,
I'd be astounded if they didn't.
And then that he had his match with Big Rick, and the Crew interfered. It was thrown out. The only thing that did make sense of the storyline was Conan was upset with Prince Puma that he kept getting involved with this storyline. Obviously, he didn't say storyline, but he kept getting involved with this stuff when he doesn't need it. But he was the one that was being attacked. It made no sense. Like, I thought that was just weird. Like, Conan's like, yeah, don't get involved with this. But he's the one that's continuously being interrogated and attacked. Like, what the hell was Prince Puma supposed to do? Just keep getting attacked every week? Like, I don't know. That's a little plot hole I didn't like.
You can't speak.
Yeah.
You can't speak. You can only do sign language.
Yeah. So, yeah, then, Conan is kind of questioning Dario Cueto in this storyline, like, why his guys are attacking Prince Puma. Because, like, they showed kind of throughout the early stages of this season that Conan and Dario Cueto kind of had some type of like working relationship, because in storyline wise, Conan was putting in all the guys like Phoenix, like Pentagon Jr., like Aerostar, like
all were fucking great wrestlers.
Yeah,
every single one of them.
He wanted something done about it. So in a Boyle Heights street fight, and technically Prince Puma storyline wise, since this was filmed in Boyle Heights, was the hometown guy all the time. Prince Puma had the no DQ match. Johnny Mundo inadvertently hit him in the head with a chair, costed him the match. So it led to like kind of everybody feuding with each other. Like, Johnny Mundo wanted to get Big Rick and Dario Cueto because he screwed him out of his money. Big Rick was just sent to take out Mundo and Puma, but Puma was like pissed because Johnny Mundo's been like attacking him, and he's been getting him involved in his business. So Dario Cueto came up with a solution. They did a ladder match to retrieve the briefcase of the $100,000, whoever won. and Johnny Mundo ended up winning. It's a fantastic ladder match. Definitely check it out.
It's fucking fantastic.
And I really like too, like they talk about too, like it's supposed to look like a stingy arena. This is like a little thin, and maybe I'm just crazy. Like the ladders don't look like they're like well made. Like they have like kind of like a little dust and dirt on them. This is
I
little
love
thin.
that about it though. It made the whole name of the show Lucha Underground. It literally looks like it's an underground fight club, and the aesthetic of it is like great.
Yeah,
It looks like a high budget fight club.
but yeah, pretty much. So yeah, Johnny Mundo like ended up retrieving the money, and then afterwards, very well like Dario Cueto. I think he like took his key, so like Cueto wanted that back in exchange. So Johnny Mundo hit him with the key, which was like something that was built up for a few episodes. I thought they did it all very well with Cueto finally getting like his comeuppance, getting hit. So, yeah, I thought it was a good first like major storyline that they did for Lucha Underground was this.
The heel gets his comeuppance in wrestling. Yeah. Imagine that.
Yeah,
it's amazing. What a novel concept.
How does this storyline sound?
The heel would get his comeuppance, and it wouldn't take 8 fucking months.
Yeah.
Looking at you, WWE.
Yeah, because I think it only took like 7 episodes for him to get his comeuppance.
Learn a little bit from Lucha Underground, will you? Thanks.
How does this storyline sound to you? I know you didn't see it, but
No, it sounds freaking great. I wish I could have watched it. I had to watch the highlights because again, there's no way I would have been able to catch up with all that, like with my schedule at all. But I'm definitely gonna watch it if I have free time because this sounds like really, really good. And again, Dario Cueto is just fucking great, like at anything, and being the heel. And then when you add like a great babyface like Johnny Mundo in there, and a guy like Prince Puma and aka Ricochet in there, like it sounds great. And they seem like they have their shit together,
And then we have the crowning of which is the next big storyline, the first champion of Lucha Underground, because we knew they were going to get a world title at some point, which I like they didn't do one right away. I kind of like that they built guys up before they even thought of announcing a world championship. It was the Lucha Underground world title. They had, Aztec Warfare. They'd have 10-man matches and a multi-person, another battle royal where Mil Muertes won the first one and then Phoenix won the second one. No, sorry, it was reversed. And that they had a match and Mil Muertes won, and since Mil Muertes beat Phoenix, Mil Muertes had got to go in last and Phoenix got to go in first. It was obviously hype. What Aztec Warfare is, for those that haven't seen it, it's basically a Royal Rumble, except you can only get eliminated via pinfall or submission, which I kind of like. It was something different. Even though it was a Royal Rumble, but I thought, having the pinfall or submissions actually made it a little bit exciting. And, one thing that I liked that they did was they had Johnny Mundo style because it was still kind of tying into the feud between him and Dario Cueto. And, they had Aztec Warfare, and the last 2 guys in the match, you could just go watch the match for yourself, I won't break it down, was Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo, which ties in because they were in the first ever main event of the show. Prince Puma became the first champion with the 630, and it was fairly surprising. I thought Johnny Mundo, when I had first seen this, was going to win the belt, but I actually liked that they gave it to Prince Puma because he was, and this really put over Prince Puma as a big star in here.
As it should be.
Yeah, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And he was a very good champion. He defended it mainly every week. He was in good feuds. He defended it, against the likes of Phoenix. He had a.
Which, by the way, one thing I want to say before you continue: Mil Muertes, his real name is Ricky Bandarias, I believe is how you pronounce that name. Big dude, 245 pounds, 6'1". He was the guy under Mil Muertes.
Yeah,
I think he never should have. I think he never should have left with that. I think he should stick with the Mil Muertes gimmick. That gimmick was money, and you can go outside of that and be a big star with that gimmick.
Well, I think Lucha owns the rights to it, so he can't anyways. But
and then Freaking Pentagon Jr. got his name back. Why can't Mil Muertes get his?
Well, was Pentagon Jr. that though before Lucha Underground?
He had to change his name at one point to Penta L0M.
Oh, okay.
And that wasn't when he was working for Impact. But then once he joined AEW, he was able to be Pentagon Jr. again.
I wonder if they bought out. I don't know. We'll have maybe this.
No, I doubt they bought it out, but
yeah,
I highly recommend, even if you can't call yourself. Actually, he could do the Mil Muertes name. You could just change up the letters and then add an L to Mil.
Yeah, technically it's not illegal.
Technically, it's not illegal. So
yeah,
I would stick with this gimmick, man. That's money. I don't know what you were doing before this, but I love the Mil Muertes character. I think that was such a brutal fucking character to begin with.
We'll talk about that more because we'll tie in. But yeah, Prince Puma was a very good champion. He had very good feuds, like I said, with Phoenix. He had a very good match with him. I
love that match with Phoenix. That match with Phoenix was so dope.
And then he had
watching this on Facebook, and I'm like, holy shit, what is this? This is amazing.
And I really like too, when Dario Cueto was saying to him backstage, because Dario Cueto would just continuously throw opponents at him because he didn't want Prince Puma to be the champion because, he's a baby face. He's like the top face. And Phoenix was like, he wanted to be the champion, but he didn't want to do Dario Cueto's dirty work. So he still did the match, but he wasn't doing it for Dario Cueto. He was doing it for himself. So I kind of liked, that element in there. He's conflicted, but, he knows he wants to be champion. So it's cool. And then, Prince Puma had a really good feud with Cage. Cage, since he's so powerful, his gimmick, is he's so strong. He's not a man. He's a machine. So he broke up the title over his head and caused a DQ. And then eventually Cage beat him to get a title match. Prince Puma then beat Cage in a Boyle Heights street fight. And then they started the Hernandez feud. They kind of went into how Conan and Hernandez used to have some type of relationship, which might be true since they were in Impact together. But I don't know if on screen they've ever really, been seen together.
In anything really.
Yeah, but it's Lucha Underground, so you're gonna have to. We'll go with it, but since they were in the same company, they obviously had some type of relationship. So eventually, Hernandez turned heel, and they had a match, and Prince Puma won that. One match you really got to check out in Prince Puma's world title defense is his match with Johnny Mundo all night long, where it's basically an Iron Man match. That match is incredible.
I have to watch that. What is it?
All night long. It's basically an Iron Man match where they fought the whole episode.
Says who?
Johnny Mundo versus Prince Puma.
This sounds great.
Yeah. And then, he defended it against Drago. And then,
right off the bat, we know who the two main characters are, huh?
Yeah. And then, there was other people he defended it against, but, obviously we'll get to that when we get to Ultima Lucha. But I really thought they made Prince Puma look like a very good world champion, and he really established that title. I didn't like the title when they originally brought it in. It was just I don't know if you saw it, but it looked like it was more of a toy than that world heavyweight title that I have. But obviously that wasn't the long-term plan for the championship. They got a new belt once Cage broke it over his head, but other than that, it was fine. The belt looks fine now, but it's not my favorite wrestling belt in the world. So,
title belt. Well, let me look it up, right?
I don't know if they have the same
Underground.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I like it.
Yeah, I like it. It's just not my favorite belt in the world.
Well, for me, when I see the world, here's the one thing I like about it. It's much better. Much better than the WWE Universal title.
Oh, yeah?
One specific reason. The Lucha Underground title looks like a big gold belt. It looks like the main prize on the show, as it should. So, in that respect, they did their goddamn job. I like the design of the belt. I actually really like the design of the belt.
Yeah, I do too.
I guess when you first see it, it can look like a toy. But when I see it, it's just because I've done belts so much. I can see the relief work of the Egyptians. Like, do you remember what you said in the beginning, where they had the 4 gang members come together to form this promotion?
Yep.
You can literally see 4 sides of the actual front of the title.
I'll just say it's called in Lucha Underground. They'll call it Aztec gods, I believe. So
yes, that is what it is. So I like it. I think that's brilliant how you tied that in. I have no complaints with the belt.
Yeah.
To me, maybe design. It's not. I think for design, if you look at it for what it was designed for, it's great. That's what I think.
Yeah.
You know.
What about you? Like, I know you didn't see it, but everything like with Prince Puma, like his first title, like the reign.
He was great as the first Lucha Underground champion. The first name I think of when I think of the Lucha Underground title is Prince Puma.
Yeah.
That shows you they did their job. And I see matches with him, with the ones he had with Phoenix, the matches he had with Johnny Mundo. They're fucking fantastic. Like, any wrestling fan should go out of their way to see these matches.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But then we have another storyline that was taking place meantime. Everything going on with, speaking of which, your favorite, Mil Muertes.
Love him. This guy is such a dirty, dirty heel, and I love it.
He's basically like he's a god of death, pretty much.
Oh, yeah. And it's awesome. And now you understand my inspiration for the Disciples of Darkness. This motherfucker right here. Yeah. This dude is death incarnate, and I love it. And I love him for it. This character's awesome.
His backstory is, I believe there was like some type of earthquake that happened, and he was left in the remains of the earthquake. So that's what, like, you know,
he's basically the Undertaker of the promotion.
Yeah.
He's the dead man.
So he like never lost, but
he never should have lost.
Then he finally lost to Phoenix, and he freaked out. And also, too, another thing is he has this stone that, like, you know, gives him power anytime Katrina raises it up.
Which is basically, you know, the urn.
Yeah.
For those who don't understand, the stone that Katrina. Oh, can we talk about Katrina? Katrina was so. First off, she's hot. Yeah. But second off, she was also fantastic in her role.
Yeah.
My God, she was. To think that this woman was Maxine, I think, in NXT. Yep. My God, she was leaps and bounds like behind that character.
And also, she was
fantastic here.
You reminded me too. Every time like he would defeat an opponent or lay him out, she would do like the lick of death to their opponents. Which you know,
I remember. Yeah.
And you know, eventually Katrina seduced Phoenix so that way he could kill Mil Muertes. And they had a Grave Consequences match, which is basically a casket match. That if you want to see a brutal match, go watch that one. Like,
yeah, this match, I remember watching this. This match was just it's like a mix of David and Goliath. I thought when I first heard they were doing a casket match, I'm like, oh God, this is gonna suck. Oh boy, did they shut me the hell up.
Yeah.
I watched this and I'm like, God, this is brutal. This just looks like it sucks. They were doing some of the worst spots with a fucking casket that I've ever seen. And by the way, this is a real casket.
Yeah.
This ain't one of these gimmicked ones that you would see in, like, WWE. No, like, this was a real wooden fucking casket that they were just smashing mainly Phoenix on. And fucking Mil Muertes took some sick bumps on the thing, too. Like, and then, like, not even just the casket. They're just all over the fucking arena. It was just goddamn brutal.
Yeah.
And I remember watching this, and I'm like, I think I like casket matches now.
Right.
And I was like, this is all right. I like.
And then Phoenix finally, you know, slayed Mil Muertes, and we thought he was dead. We thought he was gone forever. But we find out, like, Katrina did this as a trap to make Mil Muertes stronger. Which is, you know, you could say that's, like, doesn't really make any sense, but, you know.
But in this world, makes total sense.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Because he was stronger. Then they had a death match, which is basically no disqualifications, no countouts, extreme rules, and he killed Phoenix. He powerbombed him like when you see Lucha Underground.
Yeah, I seen this. I seen the power bombs. I didn't see the match.
Yeah, he powerbombed him like.
I've seen the power bomb.
Yeah, he like through the the not the whole temple, but like a room that's in the temple. Like he destroyed Phoenix. And Mil Muertes was stronger than ever. This brought in the Disciples of Death, which is like those 3 masked luchadors that they have, and we'll get more into them because they tie into Ultima Lucha and such. And Mil Muertes just looked like a strong contender. It eventually led to him getting a Lucha Underground Championship match against not Phoenix, Prince Puma. He basically kayfabe killed Conan by putting him in the casket. In real life, I think Conan left the company and went back to AAA. So they had to kill him off. But they don't just write you off; they kill you. They kill you off. Or they say you go missing.
Yes.
So there you go.
In other words, it's a better written Urban Wrestling Federation.
Yeah.
They kill people off.
I mean, I shouldn't say that. They don't. If they don't really like kill you though, like it's just you're back. Like they'll do a backstage thing where it looks that way. So
yeah.
Because like they said Alberto El Patron went missing because he's not in the next season because he went back to WWE like I think right before they could film it.
Which is smart, by the way.
I wonder what they would have done if they had his episodes filmed and such. Like, what if he won the world title? That would have sucked.
Oh my god, right?
And
I think didn't he come in as AAA World Champion? I could have sworn he did.
Yeah, he did.
Lucha, I remember this. I remember I saw the promo. I saw him coming out with the AAA World title, and it was right. This is right before he had that fucking incident where he almost got attacked by all the Mexican fans because he signed a WWE contract.
Yeah.
After he had, that's the stupid thing, by the way. And WWE didn't give a shit, but he had prior commitments to AAA, and he just blew them off for this WWE contract, and so the fans were spitting on him. And
yeah,
to any other guy.
Any final thoughts though you have on
for Patron? Fuck you.
Any before we get to Patron, because he's the next topic. Any final thoughts you have about the Mil Muertes character, and you could talk about anything else.
More Mil Muertes.
You'll get more.
Mil Muertes, sign him for AEW right now. Do it.
So let's talk about Mr. Alberto El Patron.
Dude, I just thought of something.
Yeah.
Have him be the leader. Have him be do a thing with the higher power, and do a parody, but actually make it good, and have the higher power be Mil Muertes for the Dark Order.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome. Can we do that, please? AEW, if you're listening to this, you can use my idea. It's okay. Yeah. Please do it.
And also, make sure he has the rights to his gimmick first, too.
Just change letters in the Muertes name and add another L. They can get away with this.
Yeah.
You realize how they got away with calling him Bobby Lashley, right?
Yeah, just
they changed the E and the L.
There you go.
All I gotta do.
So let me get to Mr. Alberto El Patron. So Alberto El Patron was a very good addition to Lucha Underground because he was that mainstream WWE star that everyone was going to recognize. No matter what we say about it, because everyone knows I don't like Alberto El Patron. I will admit, because I got to be fair, he was very good in Lucha Underground.
This is the best run of his career.
Yeah.
Far. It's not even close. And the fact that he signed another WWE contract for more money is fucking. He's the retarded one. Don't take your anger out on the wrong people, idiot. Anyway.
So yeah, Dario Cueto, which we'll get into that, was looking around because there was something he was trying to avoid. So then Alberto El Patron came in and he says, "My name's Alberto El Patron, but you already know that." And he wanted a
little callback there.
Yeah. So he wanted a chance to address, I don't know what they call it, but the Lucha Underground audience. And, he was talking, saying he's going to bring change to Lucha Underground. And then you got attacked by Tejano Jr. That's tied in because he took the AAA that Mega Championship from him originally. So they tied that in there. It was just really weird because no one really knew who he was, so he just kind of randomly came out and attacked him. Which
yes, but then that's what the commentators are for. They explained it well, so there you go.
But I saw that was like a typical criticism a lot of people had. Like, no one knows who this guy is. He's like they said he looked like a loser on one of the websites I was reading for like reviews or something. But Tejano Jr., I don't think he's a loser, but
Tejano is. I always called him Texano. Is that the same guay?
Yeah.
Yeah, Texano's great.
Yeah, silent.
I actually saw him 2 times. It was AAA Mania.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one, but I remember it was one of the AAA shows, Triple Mania. And I also saw him on Bound for Glory 2018 in Canada. I think that's when I saw him next. But yeah, he's really good.
He's silent, so what's it doing there to begin with? I don't know. If because I have a thing with words, like if the words are silent, the letters are silent, they shouldn't even be there. But that's just me.
Tejano, is it Tejano?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So then they had like a match for the belt, which I thought was kind of cool that like they defended another promotion's belt there. I was just kind of wondering if he actually really even was still the champion, because that would have been funny if he had, Upper had lost the
belt, right? No, I think they were able to work around it. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So Alberto Upper won. I think it was like a bulwark match, where it was like pinfall or submission. You had to win, which was pretty cool. And then he got into the feud with Johnny Mundo, and you would have thought Alberto Upper is clearly going to be the heel in this feud, which you thought it looked like they were going in that direction. First, they were having like jabs at each other, where Alberto Upper thought Johnny Mundo was getting complacent, he was getting lazy, and he really wasn't really wrestling a lot of matches, which wasn't his fault. It was Dario Cueto wasn't booking him on the show. But then Johnny Mundo was taking jabs at him, saying, "Are you here to actually have worthy contenders? Or are you just going to fight people that you've already beaten?" So they were just kind of jabbing at each other. Then Alberto Upper beat him to get to potentially get a future title match, and then Johnny Mundo turned on Alberto Upper. I don't know if you've seen this image when he
I've seen this.
Yeah, when he throws Alberto Upper in through the window of Dario Cueto's office.
I love this heel turn. I actually love this heel turn.
Yeah.
I love that how he just the image of him just smashing Del Rio through the window, and him just looking like a fucking badass. And I'm like, I'm okay with this.
I forget the reason. I'll admit, I know they gave a reason he's a heel, but I don't remember what it was because it's been a while since I've seen it.
That's fine. Go ahead.
I think they said it like he was sick and tired of like people surpassing him for the world title or something like that.
It's fine.
Yeah. So doing that not one night only. What was it called? All night long match with Prince Puma and Johnny Mundo. And notice too, they still Johnny Mundo and Dario Cueto were pretty tight with each other. Like after he turned heel, which you could say, oh, he's just a heel, but they just buried the hatchet. They kind of said, hey, we had our differences, because this is like another little thing. I hate it when someone just turns heel. The people that they feuded with are just all of a sudden cool. They just buried the hatchet and stuff, and gave him this match.
Buried the hatchet like on the actual program, and there was a reason, even though it was kind of random. Was it really?
Yeah. So then
what I think was Dario Cueto was getting under Morrison's skin at the time, or I should say Mundo's skin at the time, to get him to turn into a bad guy. So maybe he knew what he was doing all along. Do you see why I like the Dario Cueto character?
Yeah, I don't think anyone else actually pointed out that.
I mean, the story writes itself.
Yeah.
Why else would they bury the hatchet like they did?
Because I've seen a lot of reviews on that, on that, and no one else actually pointed that out except you, actually. So, yeah.
That happens. Smart brain. I'm a smart person.
So then, doing all night long, Alberto El Patron, he didn't essentially cost him the match because, like, Johnny Mundo, there was still 5 minutes left, but, like, he made it so that way Prince Pumos could, like, get further up in points by the time, so he essentially cost him the match without
without physically getting involved.
Yeah. I mean, he physically got involved, but, he didn't, like, tie into the
distract, the whole stand and distract tactic.
No, he physically got involved. He just, wasn't there for, like, the last 3 minutes.
Fair enough, yeah.
So he made it so Prince Puma could still catch up in time, so... Then, it led to the rematch at Ultima Lucha, which when we get to that part of the video, we'll get there. But, man, that Alberto El Patron and Johnny Mundo's feud was absolutely awesome. Like, I really wish Alberto El Patron didn't resign because we didn't really get, like, a full blow-off with it. It was pretty damn awesome. Like,
you want to know the sad part? I think, what was it? You remember when they brought him back and they signed him? And they had to do that stupid shit by leaving AAA when he was, like, I think the champion at the time.
Yeah.
I wish... This is why I hate Vince's stubbornness. Because he was literally going in there to win the U.S. title that night against Cena. And I can't help but think to my head, he was the AAA champion. You could have had him hold both titles during that whole Mex America deal.
Yeah.
And it would have solidified the reason for Zeb and him to be together.
Yeah. I remember you made the pitch then too.
Did I make the pitch then? I know I did.
Yeah, I remember when
it makes sense. Like,
I'm remembering it now.
Heavyweight champion, why not have him bring the United States title over there and have both titles?
Yeah.
And that'd be a hell of a visual on Lucha Underground too if they didn't fucking work with them.
Yeah, I know. Right?
But we can't work with other companies, pal.
Nope. Then we have the unveiling of another new title that came into Lucha Underground, the Trios Championships, which is basically the 6-man tag team titles.
Which you understand, one of my inspirations for the 6-man tag titles that will be coming into WIW.
So
right there, but
they essentially had like a mini tournament. It wasn't exactly a tournament. They just had three 6-man tag team matches, or 6-person because it ties into the first champions. And then they had like a big the 3 teams that advanced all had a triple threat. So this won't sound like it makes sense, but it makes sense when I go with it. So Son of Havoc, we talked about him. He was on a little bit of a losing streak in the beginning of Lucha Underground. He was losing to wrestlers such as Masquerita Sagrada, Pipinello Strada, and Helico, things like that. And he was in a kayfabe relationship with, I think it's it's pronounced Ivelisse. I always pronounce it Ivelisse because it has an I, but it's Ivelisse. But I refuse to pronounce it that way. I say Ivelisse because it's just stupid. And I'm just, being
Well,
stupid.
I mean, it is a Mexican thing. You realize that, right? Eva. That's why they pronounced her I's differently.
So they were in a relationship, and like Son of Havoc and Ian Helico were having a feud, and Son of Havoc finally dumped Ivelisse, saying, "I'm done, we're through," and finally won. That's like a clip you have to see because he got so over when he finally dumped her and won. Like,
I heard about this, yes.
So they were like what we call like the mismatched team because they were put together as a team because Io Cueto didn't think they would be the first champions. But there's more to that. First, though, what happens is, the first Killshot, Big Rick, and the Mac, who are all cousins, kayfabe. That's not legit.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna say.
The Mac was Ezekiel Jackson's cousin. Can you imagine? Hey, I'm actually talented. I can hit brick walls.
I gotta make sure it's kayfabe sometimes because it's Lucha Underground and stuff.
I know. But can you imagine, like Ezekiel Jackson and the Mac, like being a tag team. You know what? The more I think about it, the more I can actually see it.
Yeah, and Killshot and like Killshot and none of them are cousins either. That's okay, Fabe as well.
Yeah, no, I
know. So then we had the second match where it was Angelico, Evilise, and Son of Havoc, and they teamed, and they were like the mismatch team. They teamed up and beat Phoenix, Aerostar, and Drago, which doesn't sound like a mismatch team, but the next storyline we'll talk about will make it seem that way. And
before we continue with that, if you guys are familiar with the name Angelico, yes, that is the man who was all dressed in green, who teamed up with Jack Evans. Yes,
and then they won their match of advance, and then Tejano Jr., King Cuerno, and somebody else.
Cuerno was also great.
Yeah, we'll talk. I feel like we got to talk about him. I don't have any because he wasn't like involved in like a big story, but we got to talk about him.
He was so underrated on Lucha. He was real. Yeah. I liked him.
You want to see a good feud with him? Watch his feud with Drago and watch the last Luchador standing match that they had, which is pretty much a last man standing match, but they don't call it since it's a Luchador. They're all Luchadors, so they call it a last Luchador standing match.
What happens if you have a Luchador versus a Luchadora? Does that mean it's a last Luchador? last Lucha neutral standing?
I want them to have one now just so I can get the answer to your question.
I don't want it to happen because it'd probably be not fun to see a woman get beat up by a man. But I want, what do you call that if it happens?
Yeah.
It's got to be, can we call it the last Lucha neutral standing match?
But anyhow.
Lucha fluid.
Then we had the crowning of the first ever champions, and at first it looks like Angelico, Evilise, and Son of Havoc win, but then Dario Cueto, being that heel, has the crew, which by the way they had a new member, I believe is so it was I forget who it was off the top of my head, but they have the crew come out. And they were supposed to pick the bones and win, but they still lost because this was building a bigger story. We had they were the first ever Lucha Underground Trios champions. It was Evilise, Son of Havoc, and Angelico, and everyone loved it, and I loved it too. It was just you wanted to see this team win so bad because they, was such a perfect mismatch, and I loved it. They had very good title defenses, first against the crew in a ladder match.
Did they deepen Son of Havoc's voice? I remember that specifically.
I wouldn't know because I haven't heard him talk outside of Lucha Underground, so I wouldn't know.
No, they definitely did it. You could tell by the way they deepened the fucking pitch.
Yeah, pretty much. So now I'll let you give your thoughts. Because since this is your inspiration, I mean, probably Lucha Underground didn't inspire you to put in 6-man belts. It was probably more New Japan and such, but. Well,
I mean, I actually, this is the first time I heard about 6-man tag.
Oh, there you go.
Lucha.
Even though really a woman won them, but same thing. So, what are your thoughts on? What are your thoughts on how I explained it? So,
teach their own. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably have to see it. I'd probably like it more because remember, I didn't really get to watch it.
Yeah, there you go.
But. It's alright.
One thing I guess kind of thinking about in hindsight, maybe the first champion should have been maybe a legitimate team, probably.
Yeah, the fucking crew.
Yeah.
Or the freaking what were not Pentagon, Mil Mortis' demon people. Have them be the first trios.
I don't think they were there yet, so they couldn't be the first.
They got summoned, didn't they, you said?
Yeah, but they weren't. I'm not talking about all this stuff in order. They weren't. I don't think there when they actually had this match.
Fair enough.
I mean, they could have, signed them. They were signed clearly. So, but then we have another. I feel like it's not like a big story, but it's something we got to talk about. I don't know if you ever saw any of the matches, the best of 5 series that
Yes.
Aerostar and Drago have with each other. I love Drago. No one really talks about Drago. One thing I love about him the most, I don't know what it is, but like the thing that he does with his tongue that makes him like look like he's a dragon. Like when he's, I don't know, I can't like that black goop.
Have him a Luchasaurus as a team.
I know, right?
They both have colored tongues. It's great.
Yeah, I don't know if it's his tongue, but it's like there's some black goop that comes out of his mouth when he like opens. When you see him wrestle, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know why I like that a lot. But yeah, they had a best of 5 series where Del Rio Cueto said that they would get a unique opportunity, whoever won. Just go watch the matches, their clinics. Drago won, but the unique opportunity was a Lucha Underground Championship match, and he had to win the title or he would be out of the company, well, out of the temple.
And this is who?
Prince Puma, so he lost. So yeah,
Drago won. Right when he... This is right when he left Lucha.
No, because he was back.
Oh.
Yeah, he came back because there was a loophole where they had like a triple threat where everyone who fought Prince Puma in the past for the title could be in it. So that was the loophole. He was able to come back and be in that match, but he had to win to you know, or he would have to remove his mask, and he won. So he was brought back. I think he was off for like 5 episodes or something like that. And like they would show like backstage things of him like creeping around the temple. Him and Del Rio Cueto had very good segments backstage together too. Even though they were always in the bathroom, don't know why, but they were.
Hey, who?
Him and Drago and Del Rio Cueto, they had very good.
Yeah. I liked their interactions. They were fun.
I just thought it was always weird. They was in the They always had him in the bathroom though. Why in the bathroom? I don't know. Like
they were gay.
Maybe.
He wanted some of that lucha
blood. Then we have the Aztec medallions, which they tie in. You might have heard of this. It's the Gift of the Gods title.
Yep.
You have the medallion. I told you about this before.
You have the medallions. You win the title in its entirety, and then you get to cash it in for the Lucha Underground title.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like various superstars won the like you have to win the medallions like in various matches. I believe 7 superstars, I think 10 superstars won them. You can win a title match, and I really like how they took a shot at WWE because Del Rio Cueto says, but you can't just cash it in and just get a title match when the champion's weak. I'm a promoter. I need a week to promote the match, so you have to wait till next week. That's kind of a flaw because you'll see in the next season that it can backfire because what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
The champion will have a title defense and want to cash it in, and then he'll lose it, so then he can't cash it in. It's a little bit of a flaw because then the promoter can say no. No, he can say yeah, but that's if he could say that the champion.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a little bit of a flaw. Like, if I was to do it, maybe the only thing I would change about it is, like, once you announce you're going to cash it in, you don't have to defend the title anymore or something like that. Like, it gets put on ice at that point.
Yes.
That would be my only suggestion. And then also, too, when you win the title, after it's been cashed in, the cycle just restarts. You have to win all the medallions all over again. So it's basically option C, except it's kicked up a little bit of a notch.
It's basically option C, combined with the money in the bank.
Yeah.
Combined if the medallions were the Chaos Emeralds.
Oh, I don't know about that one. What's that?
Chaos Emeralds are from Sonic.
Oh, okay.
Medallions be power, correct? Or whatever?
Yeah, like...
The power to get a championship opportunity. That's what I mean by that.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it was good. That was, it's something fun they did. Like I said, it was something different, but like I said, the flaw is, like, you can't... The only thing I would change is once you announce you're going to cash it in, you shouldn't have to defend it anymore.
That's about it. Because it sounds stupid if you announce you're going to cash it in and then you can't because some asshole beat you.
Yeah.
Fuck off. I already announced it. You're an ass.
Then we have a weird storyline. It's this Mexico storyline they did with Chavo Guerrero, where like Mexico was coming after him, and we didn't know who it was. And Chavo Guerrero like quit the company for a few weeks. So because he was afraid Mexico was.
I first saw this, and I'm like, he's running. He's a fucking immigrant. He's an illegal. Do we need to deport Chavo? Like, what are the cartel after him? Like,
Yeah.
What is going on?
So then he gets involved with the Black Loudest storyline. So he has like a working relationship with Dario Cueto, so that way he'll protect him from Mexico. And yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, no shit.
It's really weird. It's like one of those storylines you have to accept because it's a TV series, but I can't even accept. I can't accept this. I'm sorry. I just can't.
I can't. That sounds so dumb.
running from my.
I gotta run from Mexico. Was this Ray that he was running from? I know.
No, we find out. So then he has like a no DQ match with Blue Demon Jr. and he beats him, and then we find out that Mexico June, and then he had a no DQ match with Prince Puma for the title. And then we found out that Mexico was Tejano Jr. Which I guess make.
What?
Then it gets what?
It's a guy named literally after Texas?
Yeah.
What?
No, it gets better. So then Chavo was hurt in the match, so he couldn't even have a match with Tejano Jr.
He goes, Mexico's after me. Chavo, I believe that's pronounced Texas.
Oh, fuck.
But then there's more. So then Chavo got injured in the match, so they had to kind of change the story, like legit hurt in the match with Prince Puma, so they had to change the storyline around. So Blue Demon Jr. sided with Chavo Guerrero Jr. and hit Tejano Jr. in the head, so he instead announced he's going to face. It was just so... What the hell was this? Like...
This may be the funniest storyline in Lucha.
And it was totally by accident.
I think...
Oh my god.
That's what was funny, too. This was supposed to be taken seriously, and... Like, they treated it like a serious storyline, and it wasn't. Like, I was just laughing.
Running away from Mexico, and then it turns out to be a guy named after fucking Texas.
What the fuck, man?
Any additional thoughts you have before I move on? Like...
Chavo, once again, I believe it's pronounced Texas that you're running from. Not Mexico.
Then we have a great storyline. Everything that...
Hold on. Why was this a thing?
Like I said, I know it's a TV series.
I'm gonna run away from my country. Por favor, see? Are you sure it's your country? Oh yeah, por favor, see? Dude, it's a guy named after Texas. What? It's El Texano Jr. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's El Tejano. It's
El Tejano. I know, but it's Texano.
It's literally a guy named after Texas. What the fuck, man?
I mean, no one
I
knew.
don't know. Maybe for all I know, I'm probably looking like an asshole. Maybe there's a Texas in Mexico. I don't know. Maybe they're the ones that invented the term Texas.
Yeah. I mean, no one. But then we have a great storyline. Everything that happened with Pentagon Jr. in Lucha Underground. This was awesome. So he started breaking people's arms because his master forced a sacrifice.
I love me some
Pentagon Jr.
Actually, one of my favorite things too. He for 4 weeks he did this to people, and then the next in a couple weeks later, all the 4 guys he injured had a match with each, and like a 4-way match. It was pretty damn cool.
I love that match. I remember that match.
And then we were trying to find out who his Pentagon Jr.'s master was. Like, who was he doing these sacrifices for? And then eventually he broke the arm of, what's his name? Superfly. And
Superfly Snuka?
No, Superfly. He's some luchador that wrestled in Mexico.
Suppose.
And then we had him and Sexy Star had a feud because he was going to go after Melissa Santos. And I want to make sure Vampiro was going to originally get in there because Vampiro is very important in the story. And so Sexy Star made the save. And then eventually they had a submission match where Pentagon Jr. won. But he wouldn't let go of the hold. He kept beating her up.
Good. Knowing what we know now, break her arms more. Maybe she'll feel like it, like Rosemary felt it.
If that I have a feeling too. If that had happened before, maybe his master was on to something there.
Yeah, right.
And then we find Vampiro gets in the ring and he tosses Pentagon Jr. off. And Vampiro wants to hit him, but he doesn't want to go back into that dog place that he was in, at the end of WCW, in TNA. Probably doesn't want to be there, especially at the end of WCW. Maybe that's why,
You don't want to be back. You don't want to keep swerving. That's why.
So, no, because right after that, he went and hit himself hit himself in the head with a mirror to try to get the crazy out of him. Maybe he was trying to make sure, I can't be the way I was at the end of WCW, because he probably doesn't want to be that way.
Shit. I don't want to work for Vince Russo again. I don't want to work for Vince Russo again. I don't want to. I'm a married spud.
So then, Pentagon Jr. kept urging, Vampiro to fight him. His master demanded, and I liked how they used his real name, Ian Hodgkinson, as a sacrifice. But Vampiro kept refusing. He wanted to get that stage of his life out of him. He didn't want to go back to that dog place. So to finally light the fuel in the fire, Pentagon Jr. Attacked him from behind and sprayed gasoline and says, "Next time I'll set you on fire if you refuse to fight me." So then we find out that Vampiro accepted a match with him in Ultima Lucha, and it was going to be a death match, which when we talk about Ultima Lucha, we'll really get into that. But how did this awesome piece of storyline with Pentagon Jr. sound?
It's great. I saw this storyline. This is like the best thing of Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
It's this storyline.
And
it gets better.
Yeah. The good thing about this storyline too is because Phoenix and Pentagon Jr. can't speak English. This is where it being taped helps. They can just have subtitles pop up and they can just talk in their native language, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
It's kind of weird though, because then sometimes people will talk English at them, and then they'll respond in Spanish. So it's really weird. So then the subtitles will pop up.
I remember there was one point, I think it was Tejano Jr. and Mundo are talking from English to Spanish.
Yeah.
How the fuck can you two understand? I'm pretty sure Johnny Mundo don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
And I'm almost positive Tejano Jr. has not learned one lick of English.
Yeah.
So, what? How does this work? How does the language barrier work? Is it just by default they're all bilingual, but they choose to one chooses to cut promos in English, and the other one chooses to cut promos in Spanish? How does that work? And we have I need some explanation of this, because every time I see it, I'm just gonna think to myself, how he do what?
Yeah.
How is he doing that?
You should get it all out now, because it ties in. It happens a lot in Lucha Underground. So
I'm just expecting somebody to just Deadpool the thing and be like, oh, hey, look, subtitles. Now I can understand them. It's just subtitles.
Then we have, and like I said, you remember this is a TV series, so you're gonna have this type of storyline in there. This one isn't meant to be funny. This is we find out that the Black Lotus, who was used to be the ECW win announcer in like 2008. I don't remember her name off the top of my head. So she was like the mysterious woman that would look down in matches, and she was trying to
underground. Hold on.
She was trying to kill Dario Cueto's brother because Dario Cueto's brother, who we find out his name is Matasna Cueto, murdered her parents when she was like young. And Dario Cueto tried to keep it from happening. That's what that key is that he has. It's the key to his brother's like cage. He's kept his brother locked up so that way he can't, kill anybody else. Because believe it or not, Dario Cueto is the one that, has some morals. And
all right.
Yeah. Eventually she found it and she was about to kill the beast, but then she got kidnapped by somebody who we found out was El Dragon Azteca. And we found out that, they made a deal a long time ago that the Azteca family would never step foot in the temple because it would make them weak. And it would, they could get killed inside the temple. So.
Said this woman is the former ECW ring announcer. Are you sure she was a ring announcer or a backstage interviewer?
Could have been backstage interviewer.
I think she was the backstage interviewer because I recognize this face back when she used to do ECW ring announcer. I had no idea she was a wrestler.
Well, she hasn't had a match yet. She might just be an actress.
Ooh, her and Phoenix made out.
Oh.
This is a nice visual.
What's her name? Did you find out her name? What was her name in WWE?
I don't know her name in WWE.
But yeah.
Oh.
So,
no, that's Katrina.
Oh.
That was Katrina. Sorry, wrong person. One's Asian.
Yeah.
Not.
So El Dragon Azteca was continuously training the Black Lotus because he didn't want her to go in there without any training. So he continuously trained her.
Savannah.
Huh?
Savannah.
Yeah, that's who it is.
Yep.
And eventually she just up and left wherever she was training. And eventually when she was about to go in, Chavo Guerrero Jr. tried to put a stop to it. But I find out he was really working for Dario Cueto because, like I said, he made a deal with Cueto to make sure that he would be protected from Mexico by Dario Cueto. So they did it backstage.
Why is this tied in with this? Okay, continue.
So then, the Black Lotus was kidnapped and locked up right next to Matasna Cueto.
I have a question. Was there ever any reason why Tejano was chasing for Chavo? Is there a reason storyline-wise?
They're going to go into it more in season 2.
Matter.
I think they said, Chavo...
Sounds really, really... This just sounds like a bunch of memes waiting to happen right now.
I think it was something like... I know it's a spoilers, but I think he says something like his family has been disgraced in Mexico for years because with all the lying, cheating, and stealing or something like that. I might be totally wrong, but...
Oh no! Are you telling me? Are you telling me that because of something that him and his uncle did in fucking 2002 that lasted 2005 up till Eddie died? Well, Tejano is after Chavo now? What the fuck did Chavo do to him?
Well, Chavo lied, cheated, and stole even after 2005, so...
Did he? I don't remember him doing that back in...
Well, he cheated to win other He cheated to win other matches in WWE, so...
Yeah, did he really? After Hornswoggle, did he really do that anymore?
No, not really.
So what the fuck then?
Well, that's what.
Why is he having gripes with him for what year did this come out again? This Lucha Underground show, 2015, right? 16?
Yeah, and then season 2 is 2016.
Okay, so he's angry at Chavo for something that literally happened 6 years ago. Like, I'm sorry, like. Why?
It gets stupid.
His first match in Lucha, he didn't even lie, cheat, and steal. He lost fair and square. And he looked fucking dejected and defeated.
I think, too,
what the fuck?
I think they're saying he really pissed off Mexico, too, when he... there's a big thing I didn't tell you. He also, like, turned on Blue Demon Jr., who's, like, praised in Mexico. So the fact that he, like, attacked him... I think that's why Mexico was also after him. Like,
okay, could there have been more people than fucking Tejano? Like, couldn't you have brought in Patron to go after him? Or, like... I just don't get it. They had Mystico! Bring the original Sin Cara! There's some story there!
I know, yeah.
Why?
That was Chavo's last match in WWE too, right? Was against Mexico.
Maybe it's just the way you explained it, because is that literally how it happened? He had his first match, then he's running all of a sudden from Mexico, and then Mexico turns out to be Texas, and it's Tejano Jr. Is that literally how that happened? All because he lied, cheated, and stealed?
Yeah, pretty much.
He stopped at like 2010?
Yeah, pretty much.
What the fuck? That's wild. Oh my god.
Back to the Black Lotus storyline. So like I said, she got kidnapped. She was locked next to the cage with Montezna Cueto. So Al Dragon...
Why does this storyline... I still don't get how this ties into the Mexico shit.
Well, because if Chavo had brought Black Lotus to Dario Cueto, he would have provided protection, for Chavo from Mexico with the crew.
So he's making Chavo...
Because Chavo was like hired by...
So, alright, I follow that much. So Chavo is like the hitman, basically. He's the hired gun in this.
Yeah, he was the hired gun in this case.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And then...
So that makes sense, I guess.
Yeah. Owen. Sorry, I didn't know that.
I'd be quieter, I guess.
And then... But yeah, then... I can't say what the next thing that happens because that will all happen at Ultimate Lucha. So, now, I mean, I feel like you really can't give your thoughts on the Black Lotus thing because you were too focused on laughing about Chavo. So, yes. Let's talk about Ultimate Lucha. So, Ultimate Lucha, it's a fantastic show.
Yes. In fairness, how many parts is Ultimate Lucha?
It's 2.
Do you want to actually review that in full? So I would not mind watching that again.
I gotta find it again, but yeah, let's do it in full.
Do it in full. So next time, you guys will see Ultimate Lucha review.
Yeah, I don't mind watching it again. Let's do it.
Why not? It's an awesome show. It's an awesome support show.
Yeah, we talked about all the build up to it. I will say the matches that are on it though, just because I thought we were gonna. So the matches that
are on it.
Falls Count Anywhere match, the Mac versus Cage, Tornadoes Trios match for the Lucha Underground Trios Championships, the Disciples of Death versus Angelico, Evilise, and Son of Havoc.
Yeah.
Lumberjack Strat match, Drago versus Hernandez. Then we have that's on part 1. Then part 2 was a 2-hour spectacular. It's a singles match, Johnny Mundo versus Alberto El Patron. Because that's all that all ties in when Johnny Mundo's heel turn. Serial Mio match, Pentagon Jr. versus Vampiro, which is basically death match. 7-way match for the inaugural Gift of the Gods Championship. Sexy Star versus King Cuerno versus Jack Evans versus Big Rick versus Bengala versus Aerostar versus Phoenix. No disqualification match. Blue Demon Jr. versus El Tejano Jr. Then Lucha Underground title match. Mil Muertes versus Prince Puma. Those are all the matches to look forward to.
Did you remember one match? I don't remember hearing you say it. Vampiro and what's his face?
Pentagon Jr. Yeah, that was the CO Mio match.
Oh, right. I forgot they called that. But yeah, I can't wait for that. Let's go.
Yeah, I know. Can't wait to watch. I have to make sure I can find this show again because it's not on Netflix anymore. So
yeah, we'll be able to find it though.
Yes, but yeah, so we will be watching and reviewing Ultima Lucha. But yeah, how does season 1 so far? Looking forward to
this is great. I love this. This is a great show. Already, like, I'm looking forward to season 2 just via the description for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, and the end of season 1 does a great job of like setting up the season 2. Like it gives you a little taste.
And my boy's coming in season 2.
Yeah, Rey Mysterio Jr. baby.
Yeah.
I will say though, he doesn't come in right away.
I know he doesn't, but still.
Yeah, I know that's a little spoiler, but
let's do this.
But yeah, so yeah,
we'll see you for the Ultima Lucha review.
Well, we gotta watch it first, don't we?
Yeah, probably sometime next week you'll see it.
Yeah, so do your plugs in promotion and all that. So,
all right, guys, I'm gonna be quick with this so that way I don't get yelled at anymore. How about that? You guys can check me out on YouTube and Twitter. On my YouTube channel is jhebertside95 as well as my Twitter. That is youtube.com/user/jhebertside95. And also at jhebertside95. jhebertside95. And you guys can check out Weymouth Youth Wrestling. That is youtube.com/user/WYW Pride. Watch Immortal. You love it.
Yeah, I love it. Oh, if you want to watch something too, go on Cultaholic and watch Adam Pacitti have to say "I love it" for like 100,000 times.
I'm not watching that. I felt bad for that guy. Poor dude.
He had this. Anytime he got a super chat too, he had to say it extra times and it didn't count.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, also check out my Sion Brothers channel for other videos on there, and on the Talkinator for non-wrestling. I almost said non-talk videos, but non-wrestling videos. Make sure you have a channel where we just sit, where all the videos are just us sitting here saying nothing.
Yeah, right.
Because I feel like it wouldn't last long.
No, it wouldn't.
Also check out this channel. We have Retro Wrestling Review Series tomorrow. ECW One Night Stand 2005. I almost said 2006, but it's 2005. Thursday will be One Down, episode 161. AEW review. No, that's Friday, sorry.
Yeah, that's Friday.
Then Saturday, Extreme Rules. Wrestling Rundown, all WWE talk, which I'm looking forward to that. So there you go. And then you have next week fantasy booking. I don't know if we're doing all 3 posts next week, but we're doing 1 post next week. Will be the rebooking of the ECW brand from 2006 to 2008.
2007. Not to 2008. Just
I thought we talked you would do 2008 again too, because there was a lot you could do with that too.
I mean, there is, but do we need to? You can just go about a year, and I think people will get the point.
Yes. So. Because the way James books it, we'll just say ECW probably would have lasted till about 2011. Because the brand split would have been over in 2011. So.
It would have lasted a lot longer, probably.
Yeah.
No.
Maybe till 20.
Yeah, I think it would have lasted a lot longer.
Maybe they wouldn't have ended the brand split in 2011.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't have.
But then also too next week we're reviewing Ultima Lucha next week, which is awesome. Looking forward to watching that show again. It's been a while. And then that's it. I'm done talking. All right.
Yeah, same. Bye.